everybody, welcome back to the channel. So if you follow me over at Mopar Insiders, you probably saw this article go up yesterday morning. Stellantis has made another round of major leadership changes, and this comes as the company is really going through a global turnaround under its new CEO Antonio Filosa. Now, while it might sound just like another corporate reshuffle, this move is actually a really big deal. It's part of Stellantis' effort to rebuild momentum and prepare for its updated 2026 strategy. We talked about Antonio Filosa. He's going to hold a Capital Markets Day event, just like the old CEO Sergio Marchionne did back in the past. This is going to happen in the first quarter of 2026, where we're going to learn about where the company is going for the next 5 years. But the goal here is simple. Basically strengthen, regional leadership, streamline decision making, and keep pushing the recovery plan forward after what's been a really tough couple of years. So let's start with Europe. Europe's got some big changes, and Antonio's got some really good plans for him. So basically, Emanuele Cappellano, he currently runs Stellantis Pro One, which is the company's commercial vehicle business. He is taking on a much larger role. He is now in charge of the entire European region and all of the European brands. So he is now the COO of Enlarged Europe. And reporting to him, Jean-Philippe Imparo, who basically was in that position, he is being moved over to Maserati. Now, he will keep his position leading the Stellantis new dealership model for Europe. But again, he's going to be in charge of Maserati, and we've seen so many leadership changes in the last couple of years at Maserati, and nothing's really been done. But Antonio is putting all faith in Maserati into the guy who knows a lot about the Italian side of the company. So that's a really good move. I think it's excellent. Now, if we talk about South America has been doing awesome. And Antonio has basically picked Herlander Zola. He's going to step in as the new regional lead. And he's been doing great work in Brazil, overseeing commercial operations and light commercial vehicles, which have been really taken off. We know that this is probably one of the most important markets for Stellantis at the moment. It's the fastest growing market for Stellantis. So it's good that this is Antonio's decision to push Zola into that market. And again, Zola's also a huge car buff, so it makes sense. Now, if we talk about the Middle East and Africa, he's basically made Samir, I'm going to butcher some of these names, Cherfan. He's going to be joining the leadership team. He's going to keep his current responsibilities, which include overseeing the company's Micromobility business, but he is now going to be the head of the Middle East and Africa. So that makes sense. We've talked about the Micromobility kind of aspect of the business recently with the quadricycle vehicles like the Fiat Topolino, the Opel Rocks, and the Citroen Ami. They really are trying to push these quadricycle vehicles, these really small EVs, in certain parts of the market in the Middle East as well as Europe. So again, why not take that person who's in charge of it and make him oversee the region that is going to produce these models? Also, they've announced that Fiat will also be building kind of like a three-wheeled vehicle. So again, with him being in charge of it, it kind of makes sense that if they're looking at really pushing this model, that the person in charge of these vehicles will be in charge of the region that's basically producing them. Now, over in Asia, Gregory Olivier, he's going to be leading let's put it this way. He has been leading the China strategy recently, but he is now going to become the head of the entire China and Asian Pacific region. So this is another key market where Stellantis really needs to build a stronger presence. We've seen that, their China sales have kind of dwindled. Now they've teamed up with Leapmotor, and things could be potentially growing even bigger in the Asia Pacific market. But it should help unify operations and simplify leadership across that region. Now, one big move is that Ralph Gilles, everybody knows who Ralph is. Not only is he going to continue as the global head of design, but Ralph is actually joining the leadership team. So he is going to be on the team making decisions, not just for the Mopar brands, but he's going to be making decisions for all of Stellantis' brands globally. So Ralph is now a very important part of the design aspect for all the brands. And finally, there's some other little changes going on, but the big last change is that Francesco Ciancia, he's going to rejoin Stellantis from Mercedes-Benz to become the global head of manufacturing starting November 1st. Now, this is key because Francesco actually was with FCA for a very, very long time. And if you look at the changes that Antonio's been doing, most of these leadership changes have to do with people that came from FCA. It's going to be very interesting to see how the French actually deal with this, because there's not many PSA people left in the leadership team. There's maybe three or four. And honestly, I kind of like it that way, because we've seen massive success under FCA during the 2010s. And I think Antonio's going to go back to that model of how Sergio Marchionne ran the business. I hope he does, because we've seen major success during then. And up until the point where Stellantis was formed in 2021, FCA was doing really good. So hopefully we see this global recovery, get more, like spun up, and we start seeing more changes in moving forward, especially going into 2026. I can't wait for his Capital Markets Day event. If you go over to the actual Stellantis website here, you can see the new leadership team on there. The only one that's missing is Francesco, because he's not joined the team just yet. He'll be here in November. So you can see Antonio Filosa, not only is he the chief, executive officer and executive director, he is still the COO for North America and the American brands. Now, again, Antonio has a lot of oversight for the brands. Now, Tim Kuniskis is seeing his day-to-day stuff, but Antonio is still doing like the paperwork aspect of it, and he's still in charge. But nonetheless, we know Antonio is really focused on building back North America. Again, we see Emanuele over here now as the enlarged Europe and European brands COO. And again, he's going to still lead Stellantis Pro 1. And if you look at how Antonio's doing it, Sergio Marchionne was known for not just taking these people that are in key positions and kind of pushing them forward, but they also had multiple roles. And Antonio seems to be mimicking almost what Sergio Marchionne was doing. Herlander Zola, of course, in South America. We talked about Samir Cherfan for the Middle East and the micromobility vehicles. Olivier, he's going to be for China and Asia Pacific. Good to see that. Again, Antonio's really pushing forward with the FCA kind of model, and hopefully that fixes everything. I'm keeping my fingers crossed, but again, the first quarter of 2026 is going to be very important to watch, especially with these new management changes. So tell me what you think down below. What do you think of these management changes going forward? What do you think of Antonio's kind of moves so far? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video.